This movie's about Excel help. Of course, you're not going to need any of this because you're watching the movies from Hansens Office. We're going to cover this anyway. There's a lot of help out there. We're going to begin by looking at the start screen where there's a couple of places you can get some information about Excel by way of help. We're going to look at the online help. We'll look at the help with functions. That you'll definitely probably need to know. I'll show you how to find some information about tech support. And finally, there's an online website, a forum, that you can interact with other Excel users and ask questions and answer questions. So unless you change it, the first thing you'll see when you open up the application is the start screen. You can have it go right into a workbook, as we said in a prior movie, but I haven't done that, so we're going to start here because there is some help available on the start screen. We can take a tour of Excel. It's a brief tour. In fact, it's a very brief tour. At the end of the tour, you can go to online in the Getting Started Center that gives you some information, some basic information about Excel 2013. I'm going to go back to the start screen, which actually is the new screen. There's some Excel video tutorials, and this is an application, an app that you would install or create on your workbook. So there are some tutorial videos out there. Again, you won't need these, hopefully. To me, these tutorials more show you what Excel will do rather than how to get it to do what it'll do. So we're in the workbook now, and I'll talk about that link in a second. Another place you can go to get help is either clicking on this question mark here or just pressing F1, and either way, you'll be taken to the same place. Here's some help that will get you started. There's some written content and some brief videos. You can do a search on a specific topic, like, let's say, flash fill, which is a new 2013 functionality. And when you find some information that's useful, you can pin this and have it float above the worksheet. So it's there for reference when you go back and work in your worksheet. You can also print the information off as well. Change the font size, make it more readable. I'm going to close that. There's also help available when you're working with functions, which is on the Formulas tab. When you have a function that you've selected, let's say it's lower, and this is true with any of these functions, you can get help on the function. And again, you can print this, do a search, pin it on top of the worksheet. And the help in general, the help screen is derived from two different sources, either from Office.com or the help that's on your computer that was loaded when you installed Excel. By default, you're going to go to Office.com, unless, of course, you're not connected to the internet. But you can choose between these two reference sources. I'm going to close that and close that. The tech support, we can go back to Stage, and on the account screen, we can click Learn More About Excel, and on this dialog box, there's a button for tech support, which gives you some information about tech support. And finally, I'm going to close that and close that. We're going to go back into the workbook. This link will take you to a forum that you can select from the list Office 2013 and look at the questions and answers and the discussions that are going on about the application. So if you have an issue, you might want to pose it to the community and hopefully you'll get a useful reply. So that's Excel help. We looked at the help available on the start screen. We looked at the online help, which you can get to with a big question mark or by just pressing F1. We saw that we can get help with our functions. There's a place to get some help by way of tech support or some information about it at least. There's an online forum at the internet address, the URL that's displayed on this worksheet.